Hello, my name is Greg Vischer, and I am a Pleasanton resident. I live over in the Moore Avenue area, and this is a presentation to put together an idea about what I think about a better alignment for the Iron Horse Trail and how I think we can provide a much better solution than the current alignment that's along the Golden Line here. So if you take a look at one of our neighbors that actually has the Iron Horse Trail there as well, Pleasant Hill and Concord, or specifically Contra Costa, had to spend quite a bit of money to actually make some improvements to make a pedestrian overcrossing across the Treat Boulevard. They really didn't have too many options available to them. The Iron Horse Trail path was pretty much already dictated of where it was coming from and going to, but they've had to live now with several years of people crossing this very busy intersection, and spent to the tune of $12.7 million to actually create a state-of-the-art pedestrian overcrossing. Looks very beautiful, but it's quite a bit of money to actually spend. Problems with our existing alignment are similar. We have a proposed alignment that's going to cross 5 major streets in less than 1.5 miles. This is unprecedented anywhere else on the Iron Horse Trail. Even after overcoming all those challenges and are making our way through our dotted line of streets and partial paths and basketball courts and things like that, we still end up in at a destination that's at Valley and Stanley, and it looks probably closer to a freeway than it does anything else. Yeah, granted, there is I would say that there's the Shadow Cliffs area that's out there, but the path that's along Stanley is definitely not a relaxing environment for jogging and walking and riding bikes. I believe that we deserve, the city of Pleasanton deserves a real Iron Horse Trail, something that looks a little bit more like what we see when we go through San Ramon or other parts of the Iron Horse Trail, and the people doing the planning seem to be overlooking a very obvious solution in the Zone 7 trails, and that's what the purpose of this presentation is. So if you take a look at where the Alamo Canal separates off from the Iron Horse Trail, it crosses underneath 580, right behind the Dublin Library. It goes past Club Sport on the other side of 580 along Centennial Trail. It takes a left at the Arroyo Mocho, which continues past the Pleasanton Sports Park and out to Staples Ranch, and also connects with Livermore is planning to extend their Arroyo Mocho Trail along the Arroyo Mocho all the way up to our city limits, and we would get benefit of all their existing path if we were to continue our path to theirs. So this is the area I just drafted out for you. This is the Alamo Canal extension, Centennial Trail up to, which is paved all the way up to Hop Yard today, and the portion that is unpaved is 3.3 miles that goes along here to our city limits. This is the portion that Livermore is planning to build, and has already expressed as part of their Jack London Square redevelopment, and they're going to be redoing that. It gives us another 12.5 miles. So even without the Alamo Canal extension, which is already well underway, that gives us 12.5 miles of contiguous path. As a matter of fact, it's uninterrupted all the way from here, all the way out to past what you see right there. It's all the underpasses and things like that are already in place. So there's no city streets to traverse or anything like that. So, and that really is what it does. It solves the current dilemma that we have trying to get through the Hacienda Business Park. Traffic lights and bridges, and really an environment that is not conducive to a simple walk or a nice long jog. Even if they were to get this through, there's a lot of city streets and stoplights that you'd have to go through. Secondarily, the other problem, I think, is where we're ending the path, which is at Valley and Stanley, and bringing any number of people out to that intersection and making them pedestrians is just, I think we're asking for problems in the future of someone getting hit at that intersection. So safety, I think, is a big concern. If we take a look at some of the benefits, it integrates in a way that really makes sense. It looks like the rest of the path. Like I said, the underpasses and access gates, there's 26 access gates alone inside of Pleasanton, and we'd only need to pave 3.3 miles of Zone 7 path. A lot of the people inside of Pleasanton would have access somewhere near their house. It is wide. These are pictures of the IronHorse North Trail. It has enough space to do something like a jogging path with some gravel pack next to a first-class asphalt path. You've got room for things like park benches and lighting and fountains and everything else. So we really could have the best section of the IronHorse coming through our community. It's really kind of the best option for residents as well. So the current path they have is competing with space that's already taken up by businesses such as Kaiser and basketball courts, neighborhood parks, and things like that. There's lots of different options of actually branching out small little offshoots to get back into the community. Here was a picture of Tasahara Creek, and right here is the Arroyo and Mocho behind it. And so you can actually get access back into things like Hacienda Business Park through a number of different alternatives. Here's the 26 different locations. The blue path is the one that I'm recommending. This is the IronHorse North path that is already existing. It's kind of, if you notice, it's only one block off of the proposed path, so it actually even starts to incorporate pieces like that into the plan. And then there's existing Centennial Trail, which is also gravel today. So these people would have to take a look at whether they want improvements and how far they would want improvements. The Centennial Trail is very pretty down through this section right here, and it probably doesn't make sense up to there, but I think this first section right here would make a whole lot of sense to actually pave it as well and give access to all these people to portions of the IronHorse and people from here to actually give them access to things like the county fairgrounds, etc. I already mentioned this part. This is a picture of the Arroyo Mocho Trail where it meets the Isabel Trail in Dublin, or excuse me, in Livermore, and they're going to continue this westward. So this would be an example of the paths that we would also be able to gain access to as well. It connects with the Hacienda Business Park. There's lots of different ways that they can actually provide access into things like BART and the business park. As a matter of fact, I think this is one of the major advantages is being able to give a bike to work alternative to people that work inside that. But it's not just Hacienda Business Park, it's really our whole community. If you take a look at our schools, many of the schools like Hart and Moore and Donald and Fairlands are all but a single block off of the path. The Hacienda Business Park and the Coal Center, if the Centennial Trail was developed. Pleasanton Sports Park is right off of it. Pleasanton Tennis Park is right off of it. Stone Ridge Mall is just a pop over the Stone Ridge Road there's an exit right there, and that you could actually very easily just bike or walk the other half a mile to get to Stone Ridge Mall. Club Sport is immediately on the path and has an access gate already there. Downtown Pleasanton, County Fairgrounds, even the future Staples Ranch Continuing Life community, which today they have no path. They'd have to walk down gravel roads, which is not really appropriate for them, or even the future ice rink. So it really does tie together all the different components of our community. That was my short presentation. Thank you for your support. I'd like one ask of people is that we continue to ask our city council to abandon the current alignment that goes through the Hacienda Business Park and evaluate other alternatives like this one. Thank you very much.